Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are whole wheat sugar cookies. If you are looking for recipes with whole wheat cookies, well, I think this is my fourth or my fifth. I mean, I think I have oatmeal whole wheat. Today is cinnamon sugar. Like I said, I think I have 4 to 5. So if you're specifically looking for a whole wheat cookie recipe, well, this one is a good one that we're going to make together today. So let's get started. First, we're going to put in a half a cup of butter. Now, if you don't want butter, you don't have butter, go ahead. You can use margarine if you want. A half a cup. Broke it up into small pieces because I find it's easier to cream and break up. And you can use your hand mixer for this recipe. You don't have to use your stand. Once you break that up and start to cream your butter, then you're going to start putting in slowly 1 cup of granulated sugar till these butter and sugar become very light and fluffy. Now I'm going to move it along due to the video, but I've got to just beat this a little bit longer. The next thing we're going to be putting in is 2 tablespoons of milk, and then just start beating that together. Now you're going to spend a couple minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so on the butter and the sugar, but again, I'm moving it along. We're also going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla in. We're going to be putting in 1 egg that's been at room temperature, and beat that in until it's smooth. Okay, and then I just want to make sure I've got the sides combined. It tends to stick on my mixing bowl here. Okay, now let's work on the dry. You'll need 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour. You're going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon. A half a teaspoon of baking soda. A half a teaspoon of salt, and the last dry ingredient is going to be a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I'm just going to grab a spoon here and just stir this together, and I'm going to slowly add the dry to the wet ingredients. And I don't want to overbeat them, but I want to beat it long enough that it becomes a cookie dough. Overbeat your cookies either, because you don't want them to become real tough and dense. All right, now I'm just going to remove my paddle, take off some of the excess here, and then finish up with my spatula. And just make sure that everything is combined. And I got to the bottom of that mixing bowl where it tends to stick. Okay, so then you will have your cookie dough, which will look like this. Now, it's a little bit sticky when it's in this state right now. You might not want to work with it if you don't like working with sticky doughs. So I would suggest to put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and chill it, okay? It's not that you can't use it, but like I said, you know, it is going to stick. It's going to stick to your hands, all right? So we're going to be needing, of course, a cookie sheet, cookie pan. You won't have to grease it or spray it. Go ahead and use your parchment paper if you prefer. And I'm going to just grab a little bit of dough here with my spoon. And I'm going to form about an inch ball of cookie dough in my hand. And like I said, you know, for easier handling, try that 30 minutes and chilling it. Now we are going to roll it in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I put in a bowl and just stirred it with a spoon. And you want to put your cookies about 2 inches apart on the tray, okay? Now they're going to go in a preheated oven of 375 degrees, and they're going to take you anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. I would start watching them early. I start watching mine around 5 minutes, 6 minutes, because we do realize that all ovens set up so differently, and you know, you don't want to overbake these cookies either. If you like a crispier cookie, then of course, you know, bake it to the length, the longest length of the time. If you want more of a softer or a chewier type texture, go to the shorter time on these cookies. Now I'm going to have, and then like I said, just roll, you know, a nice round ball, in the palm of your hands, and then just roll it in your cinnamon sugar and place it on your cookie tray or cookie sheet. Now I get about 38 cookies in this recipe. I want to just rinse my hands here quickly because I want to show you what the cookie looks like, baked up and finished. And this is how they turn out. And this is the size that I get. And I get 38 in this recipe. Of course, if you know, you want to make them smaller, you're going to get more, of course. Now, as far as the cookie itself, I like them to be more on the crisper side, the drier side. You have a nice golden bottom. There's going to be sugar. So, you know, that's what you got to be careful. You don't want to overbake the cookies. It will have a hard finish on the bottom as well as the top, okay? And then you'll see that nice cinnamon and granulated sugar. When you break the cookie open, though, it's about a medium density. It does have a moistness to it. It has a bit of a chew to it. So they're not extremely dry, but they're not really, you know, super moist cookies either. Yet again, if you're looking for that, I would stay at, you know, the shorter time of baking, which would be, you know, 7 minutes or so, that kind of thing. But I really like the way these come out because they're crispy, yet the inside has a bit of, you know, that chewiness to the cookie. They are really a great tasting little cookie with the whole wheat and the nutmeg. It almost has like a nutty type flavor quality to these sugar cookies. If you try this recipe and you like it, we'll leave a comment because I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you like this recipe, I'd appreciate a like, and if you're so inclined, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. So once again, thanks for watching Diane Lovetobake. I hope you like these whole wheat sugar cookies, and thanks again. I'll see you soon.